Hi, so today we're going to be doing Lab 11, installing PC components. When we first enter the lab, we see the topology. We see the breakdown of the network. So these are the devices, also seen here. The usernames, the password, and the IP addresses. And as you can see, it's all connected to the internet. This is the content. This is the instructions. Pretty short, not too bad. This is the status. So this is the device we're going to be using for this lab. It's Windows 7. And then this is the computer. So a little bit about Windows 7 is Windows 7 is the Microsoft Windows operating system released commercially in October 2009 as the successor to Windows Vista. Windows 7 is built on the Windows Vista kernel and was intended to be an update to the Vista OS. It uses the same arrow user interface that debuted in Windows Vista. Following the instructions, we're going to use this user info set. Then for our password, the password is password with a capital P, and at as the A, SSWORD, 1, and then after password 1 2 3 4 5 and exclamation point. I'm gonna log right in. You're gonna press ask me later. You're gonna X out of that, and as you can see, it's a normal system. You could click into the virtual desktop file, and you can click into index.html. You're going to click on this little notification that popped up, and you're going to press allow blocked content. You're going to press yes. And you're going to scroll down, not down. You're going to press skip. You're going to skip. This is the intro, but you're going to skip this when you're following the instructions. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the power supply. Let's scroll down a little bit. You're going to input the power supply now. So you're going to drag it right there. Then you're going to scroll up and you're going to see the little commands. So this is to turn. So this turns to the right, this turns to the left, and you're going to try to fit it in. Just like that. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now you're going to secure the power supply in place with the power supply screws. And then you completed the power supply section. There you go, that's it. And then remember to press show instructions. I forgot, but it's not a necessity, but it does help if you are getting confused. I'm gonna press show instructions. And so now we are in the motherboard. And we are gonna start by installing RAM 1. You're gonna have to move it and align it, and then you're gonna click on the yellow part and secure it in place. You're gonna install the second RAM just like you did the first one. Again, click on yellow. Now you're gonna install the CPU. Some advice, as you can see, it's like difficult because you constantly have to scroll and you can't scroll like you normally would. So I usually just grab what I want to place and then like move it around and try to do it that way without having to scroll because it's a bit easier that way. Now you just gotta align it. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to align it. I feel like I've tried every side. It's not. Let's scroll down a little bit. Okay. Try it like that. There we go. Finally. I think this to install the CPU, it's a little more precise. Then secure it in place by pressing the yellow. Now you're gonna input the thermal compound. A lot of people don't know what thermal compound is, and thermal compound is basically an adhesive, so it helps with heat conduction. I'm just gonna drag it right over there. See? Right there. Right over the CPU. You could also click on it and it goes away. Now we are going to install the heatsink. And that's going to be the last part for this section. I'm going to click on the yellow to secure in place. Click on that. There we go. How nice. And that's all we're going to do for the motherboard. We're going to skip to external cables now. First thing we're going to do is install case panels. Then you're going to input the screws for the case panels. One thing I really like about this lab is how the camera moves and it shows how things are put in. Okay, just putting in the monitor. Now you're going to put in the keyboard. So I saw earlier the input was high right there. So just going to drag it high because you can't grab it like if you can't see it. So what I usually, like I said earlier, what I usually do is I kind of try to aim. Very nice, very fast. Again, just dragging. It's right next to where we just plugged in the keyboard. Having a bit of an issue with seeing how the alignment is, but I think we're doing pretty good. Now we're gonna input the USB. And the last part, which is the wireless antenna, which is also known as the external antenna. This is the easiest part. Just drag it right there. Shows you it turns to install it. And that completes the required installation of components for this lab. Apologies for the church bells in the background. And there is more to this lab. You can explore. So let's go back to the motherboard. Let's skip. Let's input the motherboard. Right. Actually, let's not skip. Let's do this entire section again. So we're gonna do it like that. Gonna just try to go as quick as possible and show you that it does not restrict you. You can continue going and doing whatever it is that you desire. Okay. I noticed here you have to click on the left one, not the right one. It's a bit interesting. Wasn't that a lot faster than last time? You get really familiar with this lab pretty quickly. Like, it's a pretty user-friendly lab. Now we're gonna do the heatsink. again, real fast. Now you got a nice little button. Press install motherboard. Yes, we finished with that part. Perfect. Okay. Now you're gonna use the motherboard screws. I think I was supposed to use the motherboard screws before then, but it's okay. You can make mistakes with this lab. It's very nice. Trying to install the NIC. You know, a bit difficult. It's okay. But like I said, you could go to different sections. You could complete the whole thing, like how we did it earlier. And not only that, like you can explore outside of that program. Like there's things in here that you can look around. You could kind of become familiar with the system and just play around. You could have fun. I encourage to explore, and it works. Like you can make a new folder. I'm gonna name it Cyber Security Moments. Yeah, you can really explore. I encourage it. And look, it's just like a real computer. I'm gonna shut it down. And that's all.